What the holy essay, dude? Holy shit. That is insane. That's a lot. He's being a little subtweeting a snake, and he gets called out, and now he's reacting to his video trying to bring even more negative attention to Goose. The worst gacha creator just came back. Let's take a look. Muujin video ADHD version. That's crazy. Okay.
Warning, warning, the Rat King has awoken from his sleep. Warning, warning, exit the premises immediately. Oh boy, here we go again. It's time for Phase 5, guys. Or Phase 4. At this point, I don't even know. Y'all all remember the peak of Genshin Impact, right? Back when it first came out, you had YouTubers like Mtashed, Mogla, and Viocity, and of course, the #1 bastard of the past 5 years, AsianGuyStreams. Now, recently, everything has been pretty peaceful. The worst that we'd had ever since the devil.
Yeah, the gacha space has been so boring lately. That's why we're covering all the fucking, like, Japan stuff, right? That's why we're doing all that shit.
Went off the face of the earth is Saint Tontas 1v9ing the entire gacha community, which even that wasn't that big of a deal. But recently, and by recently I mean a few days ago, AsianGuyStreams decides to go live again, which in this live he was generally just chilling and talking to chat with no shed of regret or accountability for anything he's done in the past. Now, this is not going to be the longest video, and I
mean, honestly, I feel like enough time has passed. I don't really know if his first stream back, he ought to have, like, been, like, I guess, doing an apology. I feel like, I don't know if he did something like that already over on Twitter, but I don't know.
Not gonna go into every little thing, but since the Rat King is back, I wanted to remind everyone why this guy was even shunned off the internet. Going from Phase 1 through Phase 3, there's a lot that happened. Starting off with...
Honestly, I kind of forget a lot of this too, so this is probably a good video just as a reminder.
Now, Phase 1 started off in a very interesting manner. It was very abrupt, in fact. Right before Phase 1 started, there was drama going around about hit opera singer Yoonjin and her god-awful singing. Now, what happened with this is Genshin was very much so pushing the Yoonjin.
Honestly, I don't know. Okay, I've heard a lot of things about Yoonjin singing. A lot of people say that how she sings is just like Chinese opera. Like how Chinese opera normally sounds. A lot of people say that even in the context of Chinese opera, it's not very good. I don't really like Chinese opera myself that much, so it all kind of sounds the same to me. So I understand why there's like a culture shock and why Western players might not like it, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I can't say whether or not she sounds shit if all of it just doesn't really sound pleasing to my ears, personally.
Now, right after this controversy, AsianGuyStreams decided to make multiple subtweets on his alt account. If you don't know what subtweeting is, it's pretty much when you make a post that's targeted at someone without directly calling them out. Now, these tweets read, and I quote, "There's a lot of creators that come across as genuinely nice people on stream/video, but are actually like parasites behind the scenes. If you don't bend to their will, they'll make a big deal out of it publicly, or drag your name through the mud behind your back to other creators."
Honestly, this I always think is weird, and we still have people like this to this day making these type of tweets and comments. I hate it when people subtweet. I hate it when people are too scared or too cowardly to just name who they're talking about. I think namely the biggest coward that we have right now is Legion's Gaming. He always subtweets like so many people about like their shit takes or what they said wrong on their stream. It's really weird. It's really just weird behavior.
Publicly, or drag your name through the mud behind your back to other creators. There are many creators in the Genshin circle and wider connected circles I'd like to befriend or get to know better, but they're already in so deep with many people who are awful people off stream, and it makes me skeptical if they are just naive or also awful behind the scenes. I feel very
weird.
Very bad when I can see someone is trying to make an effort, but I cannot get a clear judgment of their character, so I just keep them at arm's length to avoid risk of getting mixed in with people who have ill intentions or are just horrible to talk to behind the scenes.
Bro, just stop tweeting. I don't know what the purpose of these tweets are. Like, if you're venting, just vent to your friends. Like, this is so weird. For someone of, like, Atsu's, like, caliber and size to be just airing out in public.
Scenes. Now, these tweets obviously are very snaky.
Especially when he's not naming these people.
from a creator of his size held a lot of value. He was one of the biggest creators in the space at the time, if not the biggest. And he's just called out people indirectly on his alt account. After this, Goose Egg had made a video called "These Type of People Are Ruining Genshin Impact." Goose Egg, if y'all didn't know, used to be at the time Tecton's roommate, and Goose wasn't too happy with what Atsu had said here. He pretty much talked about how Atsu's subtweets were absolutely unnecessary. In fact, he even replied to Atsu's tweet saying, "Like who?" Which is because he felt that Atsu's tweets were targeting him and Teki. Now, I do recommend you watch the video yourself to get full context, but this video didn't receive a very positive reception. In fact, if you look at the comment section, you'll see a fair bit of people saying, why was this even a video? Since Goose came off a bit all over the place due to, I'm guessing, being pretty emotional. Now, a little bit after this video, Atsu decided to go live and react to it. Now, right now, I want to give a huge shout out to Mugen, since most of the info and footage I got from my video came from his. So please check out his video. But here's a few things that Atsu had said about the Goose video.
Goose is just your little fucking minion. He's your yes man. Nobody gives a shit about Goose. He's just a discount version.
So first, he's being a little subtweeting a snake, and he gets called out, and now he's reacting to his video trying to bring even more negative attention to Goose, but we'll see.
Of you. It's so ironic.
This is like the least of his offenses, by the way.
Because Goose's whole career,
to my knowledge,
leeching off Tecton.
From what I remember.
And he's just there nodding. And it's like, are you not embarrassed for yourself? Are you just not embarrassed? How are you insulting someone else's numbers when yours is born from leeching off this guy?
Yeah. This was said by the #1 Genshin creator at the time. Now, a little bit.
So he just goes out and calls him a leech, basically. Even though Goose's, like, offense, the only thing Goose did to offend Atsu was just call him out for being a subtweeting bitch.
After this, Teki went live to expose every single message between him and Atsu. And then after that, Atsu posts a video called Goose Egg and Tecton Drama. And on the exact same day after that, Teki released a video called No More Drama, This Is the End.
Holy shit.
To sum up all of this in a very quick fashion, Atsu said in his video that he tried to resolve things privately with Teki in DMs.
Okay.
And he also said that Teki was shit-talking other creators in DMs and in voice call, which he couldn't prove because it's obviously in voice call. Therefore, Tecton, like I said earlier, pretty much was forced to show all of his DMs, with Atsu having pretty much only two choices. Either A, he doesn't show proof, or B, he shows proof, but exposes some very deep and personal convos that he has had with Atsu that not a soul on this universe would willingly want to put out on the internet. And Tecton chose B. Now, this whole debacle with the leaked DMs bullshit is very confusing, and Mugen does go into utmost details on what happened. So if you want full context yet again, go check out Mugen's video. Now, obviously, the problem with this whole situation was that it went from a mediocre drama to a real genuine problem. Now, after all of this, Goose Egg was going on a downward spiral, both content-wise and mental-wise. Now, the reason Goose Egg went on a downward spiral is because both his views were down, and mainly because Atsu had dehumanized him, pretty much labeling him as the budget Tecton. And Goose also started blaming himself.
Dehumanize is a strong word, but it is pretty disrespectful
for everything that was happening to Teki, since Teki was losing friends because of all of what was happening, locking himself up in his room for days on end, and at some point he even accidentally leaked their house address, which is arguably the worst thing that can happen to a big content creator, especially someone that was as hated as Tecton. Now, after this happened, Teki wanted Goose to help pay for home security, since, well, obviously he was the one that leaked the address, but Goose couldn't afford to help pay since he was barely making any money on YouTube, which then resulted in their friendship ending and Goose moving out. Now, these events happening back to back also put a toll on Teki's mental health. From what I can recall, he said that at the time he was suing Atsu and almost committed it, and the only reason he didn't commit suicide was because of his cat Eggy. With that, his ex-wife was also getting a bunch of harassment from these events, which also made
just because I'm married to someone doesn't mean I'm a yes man. I love Tecton, but I am my own person and have my own thoughts and opinions. Lol, crazy, right? Question mark. Why do y'all constantly have to bring our marriage into this shit? Weird.
Their marriage kind of shaky. In fact, a little while after this happened, they got divorced and Teki had moved to the US to join OTK and slowly started to leave the Genshin community.
What is this persona ass transition, dude? Phase 2.
Now, Phase 2 started off with, you guessed it, Genshin Impact. Specifically, the third Lantern Ride, aka Patch 4.4. Now, this started off with Ziox posting a funny haha, tweeting a tweet saying, the duality of men. Yeah.
The duality of man. Hold up.
A tweet saying,
this Genshin Impact update is insane. Genshin Impact 4.4 looks underwhelming. Okay.
The duality of men. Yeah, this started Phase 2. This. Out of all of the things, it's this. Now, since the Genshin retards are, well, retards, they went on to go hate brigade both the overly positive and negative sides, going to Tectone harassing him saying it's his fault that there's negativity towards the game, and the haters going over to the overly positive side saying that they're, well, overly positive. Now, Tectone had said that people that are overly positive are the problem, and part of the reason why Genshin was getting worse. This prompted Fobmaster to make a tweet about Tectone, pretty much saying that Tectone is inconsiderate.
Here is the Tectone cycle. If you enjoy the game, enjoy it, but implies to his audience CCs are just faking enjoyment. I get for some people this is their livelihood, but makes videos calling CCs hypocrites for continuing their livelihood. Okay.
For making statements like that. Now, at this time, Fob was more involved with Atsu's group of friends, like Dish and Tuano and all of them. But Fob's tweet at the time prompted Atsu to make his own tweet. Long tweet.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Genshin community's experience with Tectone, and then added a
hold
saying
on.
Genshin community's experience with Tectone, and then added a whole.
What the holy essay, dude? Holy shit. That is insane. That's a lot.
Twitter thread to it. Now, I'm not gonna read all of it. In fact, if you want to read it, I'll put it up on screen right now, because I don't want to make this video too long. But these tweets pretty much sparked up their past drama again. Now, Phase 2 wouldn't be as big as it is if I didn't give you this one last paragraph from that long-ass.
P.S. If you're reading this Tectone and your source for some of these claims you are making happens to be a guide maker that bears a personal grudge against me, please beware. You are likely being manipulated. Maybe it's not who I think it is, but I'm certain you know who I'm referring to, so stay vigilant. My Discord DMs are still open if you ever wish for a private discussion. Yep, this is definitely what brings in that other element. I don't know if you guys know, spoiler alert, it's Braxophone, but
tweet, which states, and I fucking quote, P.S. If you're reading this Tectone and your source for some of these claims you are making happens to be a guide maker that bears a personal grudge against me, please beware. You are likely being
This is just him, like, reaping what he sows for subtweeting all the time. Every time.
Manipulated. Maybe it's not who I think it is, but I'm certain you know who I'm referring to. So stay vigilant.
Or another example of him
open if
subtweeting.
You ever wish for a private discussion. Yep. Atsu here is pretty much saying that Tectone is getting manipulated by a guide maker. A fucking guide maker. And who do you think this guide maker was? That's right, it's Braxophone. It was fucking Braxophone, baby. Anyway, Brax made a tweet that had a Google Doc and also tagging Atsu in the tweet saying, please tell me what I did or move on. Now, to give a very quick TLDR to this Google Doc, it says, and I quote, Atsu hates me. I don't know why. Atsu spreads hate of me to other creators and industry professionals. I don't know why. Atsu uses people to climb the social ladder while calling everyone who's not in his circle ladder climbers. Atsu is coming after me and my friends in the open now, and I'm tired of it. I just wanted to be left alone and not have my career tempered with. Now, there's a lot more to this, and the doc has since been deleted. So yet again, if you want the utmost details, go watch Mujin's video. Now, Brax pretty much is saying that Atsu was actually the manipulator here. Brax had also been left out of group photos being edited out.
That's so fucked up, dude. This is a photo with Braxophone over here. And I guess this is Bao. This is supposed to be Bao.
Also been left out
Bao
of
VTuber.
Group photos.
And now this photo. It's the same photo, right? This is the same photo.
Also been left out of group photos.
But the one that he shares on his tweet is a cap of Bao covering Brax's face entirely and hers. That's crazy.
photos being edited out. He had also accidentally leaked one of the VTubers' faces in the photo. Not knowing so, since when Brax questioned who they were, the VTuber had said that they're a nobody. Now, these two photos are very important to Phase 2, so keep these in mind. After this doc came out, Dish had apologized to Brax publicly about all of this, which had cemented a baseline on who's more right in this situation. And let me tell you, it definitely wasn't Atsu who was winning here. Now, Atsu had then made a long tweet that has since been deleted saying that he's glad that Brax has made this public. So now he can also talk about it. Also stating that Brax has been obsessed with him for years. Atsu had said that he thought that Brax was a creep and was obsessed with climbing the creator space ladder, therefore not wanting to be friends with Brax. Also saying that Brax trying to warn them about a potential—
That's so weird. That's such a weird thing to say about Braxophone, specifically Braxophone, because if I look at Braxophone's channel, okay, if we go to Braxophone's channel, this is like, it's like the most standard run-of-the-mill guide and gotcha story like channel. Like, they just have a bunch of good content, good original content that is useful to the community and helpful. It's like not drama, it's not like social climbing ladder. It's not, there's nothing you can derive from his content that he's like trying to social ladder climb, or I don't know, just farm drama or whatever the fuck. Everything's just like pretty clean, pretty good, and it's kind of weird to paint him in that light.
Creep in the Genshin VA space, saying that Brax talking about that also rubbed him off wrong. Atsu has also stated verbatim that he does not want to hang around Brax, excluding him from events and such on his behalf. And there's also a situation where Brax called out a story about a potential creepy content creator who, and I quote, someone who got in trouble at a party with a bunch of girls, which obviously sounds bad. And Atsu saying that it's the victim's place to talk about it and not Brax. Now, this drama has gone from, well, drama to borderline crimes. There's potential crimes involved with this being both the potential VA creep and the party story. In this very long thread, Atsu had doubled down on Brax being the quote-unquote techie manipulator. To each their own, I guess. Atsu after this went live for a few hours.
Holy shit, another Google Doc. That's crazy.
Covering the doc, which in he really didn't say much. In fact, all he did was make it worse for himself. Pretty much getting memed on for thinking this and this are the same photo.
Are they not the same photos? They are, right?
Oh. Remember when I said these were important? Yeah, they really were important.
That doesn't explain why you edited Brax of the photo. I didn't edit Brax out of the photo. It's a different photo. It's a
Wait, no, it's the same photo.
different photo. You did edit him out. What do you mean? Can you guys show me? It's the same photo with him cropped out. Which one? Now with her VTuber model. And as you can see, I've even edited Saki out. It's not just Brax, by the way. I edited Saki and Brax out of this photo because I didn't edit Brax out of the photo. It's a different photo. It's a different photo. Apologies. It's not a different photo. It's the same photo. My bad.
Doing something like this has put anything he said before in risk, since one big slip-up leaves people questioning if anything else he said is even true. Now, Michael Tash decided to get into call with Atsu and talk to him to get his perspective on the story.
It's like, I think I talked to you about maybe the content creator server, and you reached out to Hoyoverse and you tried to patch it up. And I ended up talking with Sunmilk at TwitchCon and stuff, and I said, like, you know, I'd love to just make content on the game, not be blacklisted. Like, I've tried to patch it up, and like,
so why does Atsu have the ability to patch up those relationships?
All the DM says is I tried to patch up your relationship with Hoyoverse. I have the Discord logs, kind of thing. And
so why does he have that ability? And the guy who has the ability to patch things up also has the ability to ruin things.
Sure. Right? I think that's fair to say. The person who can patch things up with Braxophone and the Genshin sort of the people who pull the strings of their content would also have a lot of influence and ability to destroy that person's credibility with them.
It's fine, but did you go to bat for any these other people? Who are like, I don't know, it's hard to. If you can go to bat for me, if you can go to bat, you can also go to bat against someone.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah. True. True. And he doesn't deny.
So, your implication here is that I am batting against people in Hoyoverse's ears, and that I am controlling Verse works with.
I'm just saying, if you have the ability to do the opposite, then like that's a lot, seems to be a lot of power, and that's where these allegations are coming.
True.
And I pray that it didn't happen, or else like that's criminal. That is actually.
Now, Atsu here admitted that he patched the relationship between Hoyoverse and Mtashed, or at least that he could. And Mtashed argued, if you can patch a relationship, doesn't that mean you can screw it over too? Now, this put Atsu in an even worse spot, since now everyone could use that argument with Brack's argument saying that he's been blacklisted from Hoyo events because of Atsu. Now, Asmongold also got into VC with Atsu, talking about how much control he has in Hoyoverse.
Sure. Yeah, of course, right? I'm not saying that you had complete control, but you did have a degree of control because you provided them a list of people and then they made decisions off of the people on the list. Is that correct?
Right.
Yes,
Makes sense.
correct,
Okay, so you did provide a list to Hoyoverse, and then Hoyoverse did sponsor people or not sponsor people, but Hoyoverse made their own decision off of that, but that decision was informed by your initial list.
I like Asmongold. I feel like Asmongold says a lot of stuff, and he usually has a pretty level head. I don't really like a lot of his recent content, to be fair. I do think that he is kind of going and leaning a lot into the caricature and just kind of playing it up, I don't know, for laughs, I guess. Because I do find him, how do I say it, aligning himself with a lot of the views, especially when he's covering Trump political stuff. But that being said, aside from just that, aside from his political views, I do typically find him as a pretty level-headed person, looks at things pretty logically, and how would you say it, objectively.
Is that correct? Partially,
correct,
at least.
yeah,
Okay.
correct.
So you did control it.
So his role in this was, I feel like, pretty middle ground, but obviously he's friends with Tectone, so that should be a consideration. But if you see any of the videos he has like covering all this, I felt he was pretty fair. That's how I see it.
Agree.
I would say yes, I did
Okay.
control that to a degree in
Right.
that sense.
Okay.
Yeah, Atsu just doubled down on having somewhat of control in what Hoyoverse does with CCs. Now, the mint picker himself also wanted to chime in and give his piece on the situation, targeting Tectone specifically. Now, yet again, I'm not gonna read all of this. I'll put it on screen right now so you can look through it and read through
Yeah, that was a lot. That was 19 tweets, dude.
yourself. He pretty much said, though, that Techie made everything a competition. He also said that it was Techie's fault that his chat was telling him that he didn't get hit busty woman Rosaria in Genshin, and that his fucking PTSD kicked in because of that. Like, this shit is just insane, bro. Now,
Envy says like he has PTSD with Tectone, and in his tweet trying to sort of like smear Tectone, he would use Tectone's marriage, his clip regarding with Freem. One of the things I thought Envy did that was particularly disgusting was bring up Tectone's divorce and try and use a clip to paint and basically call Tectone an abuser, which did not make any sense with the clip that he linked.
block out anything involving him due to the constant stress. Because of this, I ended up missing some pretty big news and disturbing clips involving him, which I just found out about a couple of days ago. Inexcusable behavior, with a 4-minute 30 clip of Tectone and his ex-wife arguing. Now, I am not going to show you this clip. It honestly makes me feel uncomfortable to watch, but the slime is pretty much weaponizing this clip against Tectone. This is absolutely disgusting. Bringing in someone's marriage is one of the most awful things you could do. Not just marriage, just any personal life, anything personal. Bringing anything personal into a situation like this is the worst thing you could do. Now, because of this tweet, all of the attention shifted from—
It's just weird to bring someone else's divorce into the way Enviosity did it, just to kind of smear and paint Tectone as like an abuser or this really bad guy for something that's just completely unrelated was really bad.
Atsu and Brax to the mint picker and Tectone. And since that day to current day, this guy has been memed as the mint picker, and this clip of his has been cemented into the gacha space history.
I should be the only mother getting praise in the Genshin community because I don't spend money on Genshin Impact. If you want a—
Yep.
What the
Now, that one clip of Techie and his ex-wife sparked a new conversation by the ex herself, Frame, accusing Techie of having previously cheated on her. Now, I don't like to talk about stuff like this, so yet again, Mujin's video. He explains it pretty well. All I can say is, it didn't happen. In fact, Frame was the one cheating. Yet again, check out Mujin's video, because he talks about it in detail. Now, outside of the whole marriage thing, 10 days after all of that, Atsu put out his own tweet with a Google Doc attached to it, which this Google Doc barely contained anything of importance to anything that had happened outside of him saying that him and Goose had finally talked after 2 years, which this happened after Goose reached out to Techie while he was live.
I just got a DM from Goose. I haven't heard from him in over 2 years.
With Atsu and Goose pretty much quote-unquote solving things privately. Now, that was quite literally one of the only important things that was written down in this Google Doc. Like, even Techie's part only had one page saying, oh, Tectone...
Omega lol? Is this him? Is this Atsu writing him?
Tectone, and Brax's part saying that they've talked privately and hashed it out, additionally also figuring out that there's other people gossiping about the both of them. Now, surprisingly, it doesn't stop there, since Atsu then tweeted saying, you are welcome to shit on me, but don't bring my wife into this, with Techie replying saying, tell that to Envy, with then Atsu replying with, Freem is not your wife anymore. Stop trying to scapegoat her. She made it clear you guys aren't on good terms. You can label it a low blow from Envy so that you can try and drown this clip out, but more people should be seeing that clip, especially during a discussion revolving around your true character. It is extremely telling. To speak
That's weird. That is definitely very, very weird. No, I don't think that makes any sense at all. Envy had no part in any of this.
Speak to your loved one like that in any context is unforgivable. And the fact you want to make abuse from your community towards my wife about Envy? Go fuck yourself, man. Now,
he's already said this publicly. I don't know why he says like he didn't say it over here, but essentially the whole context behind this clip and him kind of like speaking aggressively towards Frame, he said it publicly before. I think it's even in the Mujin video. I think Itoma even just said it right here. It was because he caught Frame cheating on him, which, I mean, I don't know. If I caught someone cheating on me, I don't think I'd be very happy.
people were really fucking fed up with this whole drama since, well, it was
Personally.
going nowhere. All of this pretty much faded into obscurity. The conclusion of Phase 2 was that Techie stood on top this time, and Atsu lost. And that's what people thought would be the end.
What the fuck? Wait, this transition is crazy.
Yup, Phase 3. A few months after Phase 2 had concluded, Atsu came out with this tweet. I have a few more sponsored streams / videos to do, but I've decided I'm going to be quitting content creation, or at least taking an extended break. I'll talk about why I'm quitting and the struggles I've been dealing with over the past 3 months after my sponsors are done. I know I have been really inconsistent the past few months with uploads and streams, so I apologize for that. It's been a really difficult time for me, so I hope to make the last few ones as fun as possible. It seems like Phase 2 had a big impact on his mental. In fact, then he posted this. I'm quitting. I lost absolutely everything. My marriage, my career, my livelihood, my will to live. Keeping these secrets to protect others has felt so lonely. I don't want to live like this anymore. This document is for my closure. I want to move on.
Damn.
Yeah, but aside of
This was less than a year ago.
this, you can already tell it's guilt trippy. The comments to this prove it. To bring into perspective how big this bombshell was, this Google Doc, fucking Dexerto made an article about it.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
that's how big this shit got. Now, this Google Doc was 34 pages long. The first page is very important. I will put it up on screen right now, but he pretty much talks about how after Phase 2, he has attempted to take his life twice, failing at doing so, which then a short time after,
sucks.
attempting and failing another time after discovering his wife of 10 years had an affair, and that he was pretty much
That's fucked.
the lowest he's ever been. Now, obviously, this is fucked up. I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of someone who's gone through something genuinely terrible. What I will call out is the fact that he made this the whole first page of the doc. This led a lot of people to believe that this was a fucking suicide. This whole page felt like it was there to gain pity off of the internet. Now, Techie tweeted out that he was gonna react to the doc live, which people didn't reply to with that positive of a reception, pretty much saying that he's punching down on someone who's already on the ground. But then there's a quote retweets like this, saying, I read the whole Atsu doc, and honestly, it just feels weird. The very first page heavily appealing to your audience's emotions with the divorce and talks of Atsu's thoughts right before going into 33 pages. Name dropping so many creator reeks of manipulation 101. Soften them up with a
33 pages? Holy shit.
trauma dump so that they blindly trust whatever you say next. Trust me, I've dealt with people like that. Yeah, no, this shit is crazy. Jesus Christ. Now, even though a bunch of the community didn't want Techie to react, Atsu pretty much invited him and everyone else to react, mentioning them multiple times throughout the doc. Now, this doc, as I said, is 34 whole ass fucking pages. So if you want a genuine good summary, yet again, please go watch Mujin's video. Because if I did cover this whole fucking document, I'd be here for more than an hour. And I've already been here for long enough. But the TLDR would be that Atsu over here pretty much threw a grenade. He threw a grenade at everyone, vowing that if he's gonna go down, then everyone will go down with him. Targeting people like Tuano and Dish, who were his own friends. And targeting people like Zyox, saying that he's got skeletons in his closet. The whole doc is—
That was the wildest thing. The wildest thing was him trying to imply that Zyox had some fucked up shit he's been hiding.
him seeking pity for himself and trying to bring down anyone he can. Now, this didn't really go well. In fact, almost everyone was against him except his audience. With the whole situation ending with this tweet. Y'all right, it's time to log off. I've said my piece and it's time to move on to healthier environments. Bridges have been burned and it is what it is. I am deeply saddened and indeed in an emotional state. I'm sorry it dragged on for so long. This is where we all thought it actually ended. It's been a semi-peaceful half a year to a year since everything's happened. Atsu had logged off, everyone had moved on, and everything that happened was part of the past. And then he returned.
Phase 4.
A few days ago, Atsu went live again, acting like everything he's done in the past just didn't happen. Guys, never forget. You should never forget what someone has done in the past. This guy is arguably, if not objectively, a monster. If you choose to let him back into the gacha
I don't necessarily think he's a monster, but he's done a lot of fucked up things, throwing his friends under the bus, trying to paint Tectone as an abuser, trying to or essentially manipulate other people's careers by bad-mouthing them to people who are in charge of sponsors, getting people out of deals, getting people basically manipulating the entire scene from the back end, right? Obviously, he did a lot of fucked up shit. But yeah, I mean, I'm not of the belief that people are beyond redemption. That's my personal belief.
space just like that, then so be it. But that says more about you than it does about him. If you ask my opinion, he shouldn't ever be allowed to casually come back without consequences. And I think everyone should be thinking the exact same way.
I think that so long as he doesn't do it again, you know? But yeah, that's a good summary of the situation. Definitely would love to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.